Also, randomly, I wanted to quickly talk about this because somebody asked me this question. I thought it was an interesting one to speak about. So this person called Fitz Chivalry underscore Chad asked me this following question via my YouTube comments. They said, "What's up, Agostino? I'm curious how you feel that there are so many other YouTube channels that are now critique podcasts and point out the unintentional hilarity of these shows. Do you feel you kind of started this trend? Also, are you familiar with any of the channels? And if you are, any of them that you respect or enjoy? Been subscribed for a while now. Enjoy the content. Keep it up. Thumbs up emoji." So lovely comment there. Thank you, Fitz Chivalry Chad. I do appreciate your support. Yes, I did start it, but it doesn't fucking matter. You know, like people ask me this sometimes from time to time, and the truth is, yes, I probably did start the whole commenting on comedy podcast things on YouTube, but it really doesn't matter if I started it or not. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't really matter who starts it, it just matters who does it the best. And there are some people out there who have channels with subscribers in the hundreds of thousands who are probably making a lot of money per month, and money that I'm definitely not making. So it really doesn't matter if I did it first. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of a bit of a moot point. If anything, when I did it, I think I started, or actually I got the screenshot here. I started, I think, my first official video talking about a comedian was in 2018. The title was Brendan Shaw Must Be Stopped. And after that, of course, I think I saw the views. I was like, oh shit, this is actually the most views I've ever got in any video, because back in 2018, I was getting like maximum 10 views on my videos, like 10 solitary views, sometimes one solitary view. So I wasn't really in it for the views or for the money. I was just in it for the love. Do you know what I mean? Just because I really did enjoy, really did enjoy talking about the stuff I was talking about, because I don't really have any friends, right? So I use the podcast as a way to kind of talk about the things I would talk about to friends. I know it sounds really sad and pathetic, but that is honestly why I did it. Like, you can listen to episode 1 of the Agostino Zinger Show, and I think I mentioned it. Hey guys, and welcome to the very first episode of the Agostino Show. You were just listening to the one and only Queens of the Stone Age, and that track was entitled Walking on the Sidewalks. Probably one of my favorite bands of all time, probably one of my favorite tracks of all time. You know, you can't get past how awesome that guitar riff is at the beginning, at the end, at the middle. You know, it's just absolutely amazing. So yeah, I thought I'd open the show with that
and just kind of get cracking, really. You know, like just the title of the song alone. I don't want to get too in depth with the lyrics, so to speak. But just the title of the song alone, you know, walking on the sidewalks. You know, I guess before putting out this podcast show that I'm just putting through now, I've kind of been walking on the sidewalks, you know. I've analysed things, I've commented on things, but I've never really stuck my neck out and like put my, you know, as Aaron Bondroth loved to say, like I've never put my creative stamp on the timeline of London, so to speak. So with this podcast and loads of other things I've got planned just for, you know, just to get the year wrapped up in a really amazing way, I'm just, you know, I'm walking on the sidewalks, I guess. I'm putting myself out there, man. I'm not sitting inside in isolation and just analysing from things afar. I'm getting involved. I'm putting myself back out there, but I'm putting myself back out there with end results. I'm not just, you know, observing and taking credit for works of others that have nothing to do with me, which actually is a funny point. I bring that up, actually. I was reading Seneca's book on Stoicism. It's Letters of a Stoic, which I picked up on the recommendation of Tim Ferriss's Tim Ferriss show a few episodes back. I forgot who it was. Oh, actually, yeah, he interviewed Ryan Holiday. That's it. Who also wrote a book called The Obstacles Away, which I've read probably 3 or 4 times. Anyway, going back to Seneca's Letters from a Stoic, there's a passage in it somewhere where it says something along the lines of, you know, to take credit for another man's work is folly, you know. But then there is comfort in that folly, because putting out your own work requires more. But taking credit or being critical of others when you have done nothing yourself is super easy. So I guess this podcast is an exercise in putting yourself out there, you know. It's going to be a bit haphazard. I'm recording everything on the iPhone. I'm playing music out on my laptop. You know, it's really raw. It's really down to the bare bones. I'll be picking up equipment and headphones and microphones and stuff just as I go along, really, and kind of making up as I go along and seeing how it progresses. You know, I'm not attaching any sort of outcome to it. I'm not attaching any sort of ego, any sort of dreams, aspirations. I just feel like my voice is needed out there in the podcast land. I kind of feel my perspective on how I look at things and the way I'm kind of directing and steering my life towards is a point of view that I think others would probably be interested in. And I'm going to put it out there, see what happens, you know? If no one listens to it, so be it. If one person listens to it, that's amazing. If 1 million people listen to it, oh my God. But regardless, I'm going to put my all into it as if I have a captive audience. Hopefully people dig it. Hopefully people like it. If they don't, it's all for my own entertainment.
I mentioned that, you know, I have all these fucking thoughts in my head. I do a lot of self-speaking. I love talking to myself all the time. I have fucking full-blown conversations with myself. And at the time, the girl I was seeing was like, this is really weird. Yeah, I mean, you got an issue. You need to sort this out. Because I think one time I just went on like a 20-minute conversation talking to myself. And she was like, you need to get some help. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do what most men do. I'm not going to get the help. I'm going to bury the problems deep down and just find a solution that kind of, you know, does the best in the meantime. So I did that, and obviously doing the podcast really did help. But also in terms of having a passion and talking about that passion, I think that's the most important thing. Like just going, like whatever you're into, whatever you like to do with your free time, just doubling down, tripling down, quadrupling down onto that, and just sharing it with people is one of the things that brings me the most joy. It's almost like back in the day when I used to do zines. When I used to make zines, and you went to like a zine symposium, you never went there with the assumption that you were going to sell loads of zines. Mostly if you went to a zine symposium, you exchange zines anyway, you don't even make money. But most of the time you go there to connect with people or to share the things that you're into, which is your zine, right? Or the project you're working on, your interest, the things that you cover, your point of view, your artistic style. All these things are important that you want to share. And obviously if you can meet people and build a community and start to make some actual real friends, that's also going to be a win, because that's a very niche kind of interest. So when I was talking about comedy podcasts, it was obviously something that I felt was a niche interest, but not really, because there's, you know, these comedy podcasts have like thousands, millions of listeners, right? they make hundreds of thousands, if not millions themselves. So it wasn't like I was the only person who was thinking the things I was thinking about comedy podcasts. I might be the only person that decided to turn on my camera and start talking about it on air and stuff. But I think most of us have felt the same way. Most of us have listened to a pod and have not agreed with somebody and said, "Oh my god, what the fuck is he talking about? What the fuck is she talking about?" We've all done that before. I just turned on the camera. That's the only difference. Really was the only difference. But I did start it. Again, it doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, I'm not the most successful person out here in this field. That could be for numerous reasons. I'm not really too sure, to be honest. Maybe consistency. As much as I put out a lot of videos, I haven't really been putting it out a lot of videos for a long time, really. I haven't really been doing it for that long, really. Maybe it's consistency. Maybe it's quality. Maybe I don't pay enough attention to the quality and the length of my pods and my episodes. That might be a reason. What else? I don't know. There could be a number of reasons why, maybe other channels have become a little bit more popular than mine, even though I'm the one that kind of started talking about this sort of stuff. But I honestly don't think about it. I swear to God, I honestly don't think about it. Unless somebody asks me a question, I really don't think about it. It doesn't really matter. I just would rather focus on doing the stuff that I enjoy and talking about the things that I like. That's basically it, really. And if it happens along the way, not if, most likely it will happen along the way, that it will blow up. It will get to a point where I'll be able to, make a salary from this, which would be fucking amazing. Obviously, the first thing I'm gonna do once the fucking money's tight and it's able to kind of cover my rent mortgage is obviously my lovely fucking mods. One of them is fucking Coiler in the chat now. They're obviously going to get paid. And then from then on, that's it. That was the only outgoing. I might get a studio, but that'll be it. It'll still be the same sort of operation. I might improve some of the obviously equipment I have. Definitely end up getting a new computer, probably a new camera, and that'll be it. You know what I mean? Pay the mods, and that's basically it, done. It'll just be a simple kind of chugging along process. I kind of believe in the Joe Rogan point of view when it comes to podcasting, when it comes to doing content. Like, you don't need to make it complicated. You just need to just focus on making sure the show's good, but you don't need to add unnecessary bells and whistles, hire a bunch of people, all this sort of stuff just for the sake of it. That's basically what I'm in it for. And again, I'm literally like, the stuff I talk about. Look at my channel. As Coiler mentioned here, I was gone for 2 weeks. Like, I'm clearly not in it to be like fucking Mark Zuckerberg, right? But obviously, if I'm able to make something from it that's able to kind of pay my way, amazing. Would I prefer to do this than work a normal job? Of course I would. But am I chasing it? Not really. Stuff I talk about probably doesn't really hit the algorithm as much as other stuff because I talk about stuff way late. I don't get the clips up as soon as possible. My interests are a little bit skewed from what regular people want to talk about. Maybe the algorithm on my channel is a bit fucked up too because I have the tags and the random shit, which I'm probably going to end up switching. I think after 200, actually, after Random Show episode number 200, I think I'm going to end up switching or kind of splitting the content and keeping the Random Show content on the Random Show channel and obviously the Taz on the Taz, because that might help, readjust the algorithm and stuff, who knows. But just to kind of keep it clean so it's not all messed up and people aren't getting annoyed when they kind of tune into my live show and like, oh fuck, he's talking about trainers, you know what I mean, when they want to hear me talk about Brendan or something. So I think I might split it up. But like I was saying, it doesn't matter who starts anything first. It really does matter who does things the right way or who does things the best. It really doesn't matter who you like to listen to. I think there's so many great channels out there. Even though I started this whole like talking about comedy podcast things, there's been so many great channels out there that have taken it to the next level, right? Obviously recent ones being Podcast Cringe, the Two Ladies to Tries, the Comedy Enforcements, 10 minutes of Shorb. Who else I like? There's a girl actually I saw. I forgot her name. There's a girl I saw recently who's just started doing it too. There's so many sick channels out there who are doing the thing. Obviously unique. Like, there's so many options for you. Different styles, different backgrounds, different knowledge and insights in terms of the law and shit. Depending on what you're into, you can kind of dip your toes in and kind of enjoy that sort of stuff. Even the T-Fat-K channel. I saw he's got a new channel now, right? I forgot his name now. The T-Fat-K guy's got a new channel that he kind of started up because obviously the last one got taken down. I forgot what is his name? There's just some weird name in it. Oh, that's it. It's called a Comedy Podcast Roast. So that guy's around again. I know some of you guys don't like him as a person, but just in terms of channels, there's so many people you can go out there and enjoy and kind of support. So don't really worry too much about who did it first, all that malarkey. It's not really important. Support who you like, back them. send them your love, show them to your friends, all that good stuff. That's all kind of content creators really need, really. And then hope along the way that other people kind of find it too, and then, you know, they can kind of blow up, and then maybe that will help improve the content, and then you can start enjoying, or you can keep enjoying the show for a long time. So appreciate the kind words, my friend. And yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is.